We love Friday nights. Benjamin Nketia here, Sports Panorama. Show proudly brought to us by Kivo 4-in-1 Gary Mix. Every time I see the Kivo 4-in-1 LPM now, I have to remember Gabi Ofe. Revealed some shocking information on the show last week. Talking about he ate 12 sachets of Kivo 4-in-1 Gary Mix in 2 days. What? Anyway, evidence of a good product. It's been segmented for you already. Yeah, I mean that. Gari kakra, granite kakra, creamy milk and sugar. Just add your water and you're good to go. It's available in various markets and retail shops. Kivo 4-in-1 Gary soaking mix. Soakings are easy. Show also proudly brought to us by Twisco, your number one chocolate beverage, rich with Enerfort and all the essential vitamins. If you want your kids to be smarter, you yourself, you need a little energy to go about your activities, Twisco has you covered. Show also brought to us by Betway. Now Betway are on to something big again. This time they say you should get rewarded as the next big sports betting influencer, and you can only do that with Betway. Place your bets and share your odds, or share your codes with friends, fans and followers. If they place bets using your code, you will earn 4% off their wager. It doesn't matter if it's a win or a loss. As long as they bet with your code, you earn 4% cash off their wager amount. This means the more people bet with your code, the more you earn. Start betting, sharing, and winning with Bet Influencer, exclusive to Betway. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Talking about going hard, the Kirin Cup is in session. First dose of it was against Japan. Yeah, the land of Tokugawa Ieyasu. The Japanese people are up to a lot of things. Japanese history is some of the most interesting stuff you ever chance upon. Well, they beat the Black Stars convincingly today by 2-0. Biggest takeaway from the game was a huge negative. I saw it once and I couldn't watch it again. Ghana's Francis Abu suffered a broken leg, or what you could call a fracture, but it was very severe. Looks like he will be out for an extended period. A lot of well wishes sending him positive vibes. Yeah, he'll need it. Also, the budget statement was read in Parliament yesterday, and it so happens that an amount of 150 million Ghana cedis has been allocated for the Black Stars ahead of the World Cup that is coming up. The finance minister also mentioned that 200 million Ghana cedis has been allocated for mini stadia across 3 regions. And then we'll be looking at the World Cup playoffs happening in Morocco. Nigeria managed to see off Gabon yesterday. Very tricky encounter. You look at the final scoreline and it doesn't really tell you the full story of how the game really went. Probably up until the extra period. Now this means that Nigeria have set up a meeting with DR Congo on Sunday. Winner to play in the Inter-Confed Cup playoffs. Anyway, big shout outs to my YouTube people. You can join the conversation on YouTube at Citi Sports GH. Just hit the like and subscribe button. I know the crowd is in there already, just yearning to go. You can also hit us up on text and WhatsApp on 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. You can get to us on Twitter. Just use the hashtag Sports Panorama. Dear Rabbi. Oh, Charlie.
Oh, boy, Charlie. It's been a difficult day.
Yeah.
A very
day.
difficult day.
Tough day.
Myself from not feeling too well in the morning. I couldn't go to work today, but that Francis Abu, oh my goodness. It sort of reminded all of us of what Jerry Akamekum went through. And he'll be fine.
Yeah.
He's a young lad.
Yeah.
And he'll be fine. I mean, not to say anything too long happy, it happened in that area.
Yeah.
If it was to happen where immediately
they can get him
proper medics, and I'm sure the people in Japan will ensure
they'll be too happy to help.
Yeah, together with our medical team, stabilize him, the pain.
Because he definitely can't travel to Korea.
No. He needs to look. They will have to look at the fracture because it is so sad. But I'm very certain he will fully recover and then he will get back to playing football.
You know, I know you are under the weather today, and the weather itself is serious, but give us a little prayer.
Yes, of course.
Just something to put us in the mood, you know.
Of course. Jehovah Zibao.
Oh.
Minnesota ne maswa na maswa. Wakobele yache umanche yeliaba. Yo a won chebo. Bekana shinake banu ba yu buawo. Waka wanyaminu wa player wa no fiano Francis Abu Wode. Yo a no komepeni wa bio yo de peji. Ene akafo a footballing career no kuku. Chale. Neje ochamo mi. Isa iba cha inuchumo no.
Nakai.
Ball itwa.
Nakai.
Ball ene she wole ake because akes bo yo ni wo yo. Bofio ni hioha wo oba fe ni abuba ahihye ni abuba atwon nuchumo na ekekwa ewuku enyaka bi kenyemme mo fiamoni na Francis Abu Hisenamo including Oman Ghana ma mo fe waka wo Solomon Piale yowa ina wamo shola akoba chale hawo menesoa ni masoa ogbele yache o manche yele yaba ye Yesu ba mi amen.
And like I said, we begin with the Kirin Cup. Ghana were up against Japan. That game was early today, just around 10:30 in the morning. Let me just give you an idea of who featured in that starting lineup. So Joseph Anang is new in between the sticks. This was a debut for him. Comes from St. Patrick's Athletic in Ireland, plays in the Irish League. 25-year-old goalkeeper. We'll be discussing him extensively because the goalkeeping slot is perhaps the most controversial as we speak. He was in there with Caleb Urenchi and Jonas Ajete, Kwesi Sibo, Brandon Thomas Asante, Antoine Semenyo captain the team today. Finally, Derek Arthur looks like he's completed a switch. He made an appearance and I think he was very decent. Kojo Pompepa played a role in this. Jerome Opoku, Francis Abu, who picked up that horrific injury, and then Kamal Dean Suleimana. So that's how it played out today. In terms of lineups at the Kirin Cup in that game against Japan. Japan fielded a pretty strong squad, but they also had a few debutants in their team. I'll give you some perspective on there from how some Japanese feel about the entire encounter and what they made out of it. But coach, let me start you, of course, on this one. We did this, I believe, before we went to the last World Cup. We did a Kirin Cup, sort of same type of thing, exercise, Japan, Korea. We've done it again. Did you pick out any positives? Did you like, first of all, the squad that went to the competition? And then, obviously, I would like you to touch on the young man, Anan, in between the sticks for Ghana.
Truth be told, I didn't like the team we took to Japan. I've always said that the Black Stars not having the AFCON to work on proper team chemistry. Don't get me wrong. They've played together for some time. But I'm talking about the chemistry against proper opposition. The sort of opposition that will test you. This is not Chad. This is not Madagascar. This is not Niger. Proper opposition that will test and expose the weaknesses in your team. So I would have preferred that would have gone to this Karen Cup tournament with our strong field. The only player I always say I want to see the Black Stars play without is Thomas Partey. And for the good reasons though. He's the controller. I think he's the best player in the team. Whatever good thing the team will do rest in the bosom of the controller. So I want to see how this team will play if Thomas Partey is not part.
Oh, that was very evident today.
Very, very. And for me, he's the only player I would have wished not to take for the tournament. Every other player I wanted to be there. I wanted Kudus there. I wanted Isayaku there. I wanted Jordan there. I wanted everybody there. Apart from Thomas Partey. And for good footballing reason. Now when I saw the team, one thing that must be made very clear. I believe in every team having a foundation. And under Coach Otuado is looking like his foundational tactics or system is a back 3, back 5 sort of thing. But clearly, the team we had out there today, majority of the boys don't have the attributes to play in that back 5 or back 3 system. I have said to every system there is the attacking and the defensive version. I am worried because I don't see any pattern of play with our team. Somebody will say, most these guys are new. So this is not the core of our team. Again, it comes back to support my point why I wanted the main team there against a proper opposition to see how they will coordinate themselves defensively and then in the attacking sense.
Almost everybody was there, no?
Yes.
Barring Partey, Kudus,
Isayaku, Jordan Ayew. These are key players for the team.
Yeah.
4 of them, 4 out of 10 outfield players. These are starters. You understand what I'm saying? So I wanted them there. I didn't get them. Now, it also did not mean that we should just go and present ourselves there to get beat. It took this team close to 70 minutes to register a shot on target. Close to 70
I feel like we played the game in our own half,
Yes.
like 80% of it.
And I was asking myself, is it that the manager or the coach has put the team out there very afraid, restricting the boys for them not to. But how do you get new players to justify their inclusion in the team if you put the brakes on them? How? It doesn't work like that. Irrespective of the system you are playing, what I want to see is a combination of the defensive and the attacking version of the system. When we don't have the ball, there's a way to defend in every system per where the ball finds itself. When we have the ball, there's the way to attack in every system per where the ball finds itself. In Ketia, I saw nothing of the sort in the attacking sense. And I was so worried.
Just to chip in something that I saw. So every time we got the ball, we were pressed into quickly giving it away.
Exactly. It's because, you see, look, you remember I've said it here, that don't ever think that teams will not be watching. We are all waiting for the draw on the 5th of December, isn't it? The moment that draw is done, the work starts on every opponent. That's why I say I don't want this. I want to see the team play without Thomas Partey. Because if you look at our entire back line up to the middle of the park, midfield, he's the only proper passer of the ball. Jiku cannot pass forward. Salisu cannot pass forward. Ajete cannot pass forward. Ali Dusedu cannot pass forward. Gideon Mensah passes the ball backwards 90% of the time. So teams will be looking at our team and say, okay, let's block the channel to Thomas Partey. And they will do it. And force the Black Stars of Ghana to pass the ball from their defenders. Because it is an established fact that 90% out of 100, 90 out of 100, when our defenders are passing the ball forward, they tend to give the ball away. It's a big worry. The only defender amongst them that I'm a bit impressed with is Jerome. But if everybody's fit, Otuado doesn't fancy him. And as you see, that
what do you like about him?
Oh, of course, he's very comfortable on the ball. In the back three, those three center backs, they need to be very comfortable on the ball. That is one of the attributes of the system. In fact, the major attribute of the system, because they will tend to start the attack. And Jerome does that. We saw it today. In the World Cup, if Thomas Partey is eclipsed, one or all the three center back will be mandated to progress the ball. Whoever finds have the ball will have to be mandated.
So a 3-back system. That what do they call a libero?
A libero.
Yeah. Need someone who can get you out of jail.
That is it.
Can take the ball forward if you need it.
Actual system because actually keke. On a actual system, you should know what goes into the system.
Yeah.
And I've been saying this. So most people have seen, but they don't want to talk. Jiko cannot pass the ball. Salisu likewise. Ajete nakanoni. Ali Dusedu nakanoni. So you ask yourself, in today's game, you see how, I don't want to use the term useless, but how toothless our attackers were. We just couldn't put the ball in front of them in the half of the Japanese.
Yep.
We couldn't. So if Samuel is coming to receive the ball, he's receiving the ball with his back facing the defender. He links up the play. If Brenda Asante shows up, he shows up with his back. Now, when he's able to protect again, he turns. Who puts the ball in front of him? There was nothing of the sort. Nobody should say because it's a friendly. No, these are basics.
You saw the seriousness with which the Japanese approached the game.
Look, what I saw, and I know almost everybody saw that. Once they tested our team, and they realized that the opposition wasn't, they just dropped it a level or two down. They knew they were going to win. Because this Japanese team that I saw today, the same team against Brazil some few weeks back, don't go there. And I was always looking at that Brazil game. I said, then these guys, they have dropped the standard. They have just,
like I said, they introduced a couple of new players into their game today.
That's it.
They wanted to try out
because
the new.
Once they tested the players we had brought there, they realized that I'm a beg you know. I'm a call.
For those who don't understand, it says these are a bunch of lightweights.
Lightweight.
They are toothless. They can't bite. Undeveloped teeth.
That's it.
Oh, Charlie, don't do this.
I'm a call. And I was asking myself, wow, this is the Black Stars of Ghana. Because we went to the competition without 4 or 5 key players. There was no Partey, there was no Kudus, there was no Isayaku, there was no Jordan.
Capito.
I've forgotten. Who else? Maybe Naki Williams? That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I understand that is half of your starting 11. But it should not be this bad to drop the quality of our team in that manner. Look, there's a Herculean task ahead of us, especially in midfield. What should be the headache of this technical team is who partners Thomas Partey. If tactically we have to go with sort of a 2 number 6 and put Partey in the number 10 role, because tactically Kudus himself is not even playing the number 10 role again. He's shifting out right, wide right.
Yep.
No, Isaku Akpasase Ejoy Kono kudus patache. No number 6 ni party adwam here.
And he's always said that he prefers playing in a more advanced role.
But the problem today is that if you go and put him in a more advanced, who will pass the ball to him? Many you say, "Bole, I'm passing." No, it's a major problem. Oh. And for me, look, I've said this and I'll continue to say it again. Yeah, if it's about just going to participate in that World Cup, some of us are going to go very, very angry at the people who are running the Black Stars. We cannot go there for the sake of going there.
Especially when 150 million
has been set. I heard the final
been allocated.
Ato is forcing. No more forcing.
Boss.
150 million Ghana cedis.
How much is that in dollars again?
13
like
million.
about $13.5
$13
million.
million.
So a lot
Then
of money.
I will hear people saying that if we go and we play well, we get beat, eliminated, we should take it like that. Namo Kenya Nakai. Namo Kenya Nakai. It cannot be the case. Who told you that? It cannot be the case. So we are pleading with them. Some of us are beginning to worry. In fact, I am one of those who am seriously worried. No more.
Let me read a quote from a Japanese journalist who watched the game.
There you go.
So he says that Japan 2 Ghana 0 full time. Not sure what to make of this fairly comfortable win. Can only play versus what is actually in front of you. And Japan got the job done, I suppose. It was nice to see some guys get debuts. So basically, from a Japanese perspective, this didn't even represent
a proper test.
Yeah.
A proper test. No. I could tell. I saw the girl 10-15 minutes. Because the Japanese I saw against Brazil some few weeks back.
I think they're one of the best pressing teams in the world.
Look, they will force you into committing the error. Go watch that game.
And they are fitter than most teams too. And literally ran the whole game.
Carlo Ancelotti was there. He couldn't believe what he was seeing.
And they took the lead. And Brazil took the lead in that game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
They scored 2 goals.
They scored 2 goals.
Then Japan came back and they scored 3, and they ended up beating them 3-2.
Yes.
That's the kind of team.
That is the sort of test they were hoping for. Look, this brings us back to some of those boys that we think they turn our back on our team. I have said, going to the tournament. Look,
with your best.
Go with your best. No more 13 point something million dollars. You don't throw that away on grounds that we are going to participate.
I agree.
And we should look at our technical bench.
To be specific, it's 13.66 million.
That's almost 14 million.
Yes.
But 14 million.
We'll probably be round up to 14 million.
No, but half a million is a lot to round it up.
14 million. 14 million.
Fair.
No, but 14 million. I swear you take it. We are not going to play there.
Nope.
So please. Now let me touch on the new goalkeeper.
Yeah.
There were some few positive. I like the way he took charge of his box on the area duels. There were times he had to step out, come and
the same thing they said clean sheet master can't do.
Oh, come on. Clean sheet master does that with ease. Unless those who
Coach, I've seen clean sheet master on aerial balls. I'm not convinced.
You see, when
the Kotoko game.
The Kotoko game.
Oh, before that, so he did one against was it Karela?
Charlie.
But yeah, I mean, Charlie.
You let coach land on this point. I'm sure you make.
What
SME.
I didn't like was the second goal he conceded at the near post. No excuse for that. You need to make that save. But for him, I don't want to stretch the equation too hard because this was his first game for the Black Stars, and he was playing in front of, or what he had in front of him was a makeshift combination that I've never played together before.
Yeah.
So the lack of chemistry, the lack of communication, and simple cohesiveness clearly was missing. But at the end of the day, one thing that I did like about the fact that when we got pressed, he availed himself as an option to receive the ball and then change the pattern of the play. We need a goalkeeper who is capable of doing that. But no more. The sincere truth, which most people are refusing to accept. In Ghana, we will not go to the World Cup just to go and participate. I still maintain
We have
that
gone past that stage.
we have a very weak technical bench that thought nothing has happened to even erase that thought. We are ready to support, but the fact still remains that that technical bench is weak. Because we have both Otuado and his assistant, Desmond,
Yeah.
John Pencil, highly inexperienced.
And Schaefer.
Shefa Enani. Ena Shoni Enani.
Oh, Charlie, Master Yoda. Why
No,
are you doing that
Nani.
to Master Yoda? Don't do that.
Because look at Sibo and Co. They cannot pass the ball forward.
There is wisdom. There is wisdom in all.
I don't know whether the injury to Abu at some point got to them. But look, it's part of the game.
Yeah.
It happened. You move on. When you are done, you go and
Console.
comfort and console the young man.
Yeah.
There was absolutely nothing to learn. I was hoping that per the system, when we got the ball, look at Brenda Asante. He was just hoping for people. And look, Kamadin too must be spoken to.
Since
No, but anybody need to try ball here.
Me, I thought was
Ajele me.
I said the wing is.
You know, because look, Brenda Asante and any other striker will be made so useless if it is Kamadin
on the flanks. We saw it in the World Cup or the AFCON qualifiers.
You know, he went past and the billboard had to block him from running beyond. And you found a Kabbalah who go like here, and the billboard stopped him.
Oh, God.
The advertising, the billboard, the advertising board. The advertising board stopped him from going beyond and further forward off the pitch. No, what for serious? Why? We are not here to play. We're here though.
Facts.
We're here though. Why? Mini ball try. No mini ball try. Winger. You know, in the past 3 seasons, he's played close to 80 games. He had only 5 or 6 assists.
Hey.
You check his record.
Me am
A
crashing.
radio station interviewed me, and then I highlighted that. Immediately, the host went in there and brought me the actual statistics.
I'll figure it out right now.
In the past 3 seasons, 80 games, less than 6 assists, less than 7 assists. So I think that if this is the one we are going, these are people. And the problem we've got is that most people haven't seen that yet. Our wingers don't cross the ball. Fatah Isaaku, the same. The only person who is trying of late is Kudus. When he goes out wide, he puts in the cross. From the left, 0. So what is the star? What is the pattern? What is the star within the system of play? What is it? What we should support Otuado. Who told you we are not supporting him if we are telling you things that we should be seeing that we are not seeing? Namakwaka was supporting. Me, I don't support blindly.
When I say we should sack him.
How are we going to improve? And when the AFCON start on the 21st of December, that is where we'll all sit back and have that sober reflection.
it's not even hit me yet.
They are levels.
We needed to be here.
And they are levels.
There are times I sit back and I say, oh, intentionally decided not to qualify to the AFCON.
No, you can't do that.
So that we will not see how bad a coach he is. Hide behind that, take the team to the World Cup. And I hope that is not the reason. Because we saw Nigeria and go yesterday.
Yep.
We saw that game.
Yep.
We saw the Cameroon and DRC game. Look at how long in the dying minute. Awomoko, Agbo, your World Cup dream is gone.
Yeah.
I mean, from what maybe somebody saw it differently, but from what I saw today, my only worry was the injury to Francis Abu. Nothing else got me excited. No. Coaching, ball, and then that year in cheap ball too. He must be told he's not the only person on the pitch.
Oh, relax.
Then I can't trouble.
You say you want ball progresses.
No, the ball progression come on, watch it pass. Or cheap pass. No, ya. Coach, it was quite. And you get like a
Abutre.
No more animal quiet.
Let me talk to my YouTube people. Ruka, come back to y'all in a bit. Samuel Bano says, excellent take on Kamaldeen by coach. He's all over the place and does nothing better. Emmanuel says that Ghana used to be a team that creates so many chances, but we waste them all. Of late, dear, we can't even pass the ball forward. Meanwhile, we have the best crop of attackers. Joshua Holotu says, Ke ehi. Teddy Alex says that, hey, AFCON, that would have been the opportunity to separate the men from the boys. Let me read more messages. This one here. Elsaid Josiah says that Morocco will beat this Japan team. Well, Daniel Ohene Mensah says if Otto doesn't get out of the group stage for the second time, he has to stand trial at the Supreme Court. Charlie, serious matter. No, I agree with this. You can't take $13 million of our money just to go and exit at the group stage. Nobody's going to tolerate that over here. Anyway, Nana Kwesi Databa says we are saying the same thing. Okay, I think he was talking about something. K Prince says, Coach, it's not about bringing in the players, it's about the tactics of the coach. He lacks attacking ideas. Yeah, a lot going on. Yeah, let me have your look. Coach says that nothing excited him today. That his biggest takeaway was the leg fracture for Abu. What were your biggest takeaways or your biggest letdowns with regards to this game?
Yeah, biggest takeaways. Pretty simple. Look, Otuado had a chance to play Caleb Jirinchi in midfield when we played against Chad, and we ended up drawing that game with the equalizer coming in the latter part of the game when our midfielders were clearly tired. And the reason why he couldn't, or he substituted one of our midfielders late, was because we lacked bodies. At the time, Partey had some stomach infection and there was an injury to Ibrahim Suleimana. And so we just had to go with Elisha Owusu and Salis. And so it was later down the line, after we had considered that, he took off Salis Samed. And in the post-game presser, he said that, yes, he's seen Caleb Jirinchi play in that position in the middle of the pitch. He's played there on a couple of occasions, and it was an option to use, but he didn't want to necessarily risk it. That was the opportunity to play him, because we had just about 5-6 minutes to end the game, and you needed legs in that game. So that was the opportunity to use him. But to use him extensively in a game like this, or in a game like this, in that position, it's a no-no. He is an emergency solution or an emergency option, but just for a limited minutes, not an extensive period where you had virtually the entire second half being played, and he had to play in midfield because of the injury to Francis Abu. And it goes down to selection. How this team was selected to go and play this current cup. We had just two central midfielders. That's Kwesi Sibo and Francis Abu.
But isn't that what we've had? In fact, in recent times, if I remember correctly, in the last 4 or 5 games we've had, the most amount of central midfielders we've had is 3.
Yeah, for the most part, it's Thomas Partey, Kwesi Sibo, and
Elisha Owusu
or Salis Samed, if Partey is not available.
Yeah.
So, because of the selection and unfortunate injury to Francis Abu, so we had to play Caleb Jirinchi in that midfield position. And clearly, it's not his biggest forte. His is on the wings, either as a fullback, either as a wing back, or as a winger, as an out-and-out winger. And so clearly, that position needs to be addressed, where we need to bring in more central midfielders who can actually progress the ball. Because in the absence of one or two, because of injury or maybe a suspension, then we are found wanting.
Full-blown crisis.
Yes, then we are found wanting. And it's not as if Ghana lacks options. We have options. And so,
what are the options? The central midfield?
Yes.
What are the options?
Who are the options?
Because when I look around, I don't. Unless Ashimeru is going to be fit to go to the World Cup.
That's one.
Who else we talk about?
Ashimiro is there. There is this chap. Okay, well, now that you brought up Midiama, I mean, when the Prince Owusu guy came in, I mean, he showed a few glimpses. He was one of the positives that I picked out.
What's wrong with that? Atalanta boy.
Ibrahim Suleimana, he's still recovering from injury.
He picked up an injury
and so
himself.
he's also another option. And so we really have to look at that position. And I was a bit disappointed with not a bit. I was disappointed with Otuado because in his post-game presser he stated that he looked to counter press in this game because of the pressing ability of Japan, and that's why they had to rely on long balls. If you know this, you know that one of the biggest strengths of Japan is their pressing ability, and your team doesn't necessarily have the best of material to be able to play through the press, and you are going to rely on long balls. Then what were you doing in training? Because all the long balls from the back were off.
Now, if you want to play a long ball, you push your forward, you push your forward player forward,
yeah.
and then you push the midfielders, and your focus is the second ball. So let's go long. When they return it, then you win the second ball, then you transit. And you want a long ball,
especially when you have a game where you are playing with runners. You have Kamal Deni in there. Yes, he has his issues, but pace he has it in abundance.
Yep.
Brandon Thomas Asante is quite speedy over a short distance. Antoine Semenyo can run for days. So if that is your game plan, then you should perfect it.
They should kick the ball to them. They shouldn't just kick the ball.
I can tell you because
that was very disappointing.
And the reason why we should perfect that particular game style is that I can promise you for a fact that 8 out of 10 teams we will run into at the World Cup are better pressing teams than us.
True. And once we have a situation where we are not playing, let's say, or maybe Majid Ashimiro isn't available,
we have to play Partey.
They will easily zero in on Partey.
That's right.
That he is the outlet out from the back, and so if you clamp down on him, you can take the ball off him and quickly put Ghana under a ton of pressure. And look at how, for instance, the first goal, how they scored it. They took the ball off Antoine Semenyo and quick triangle passes. Boom, they were moving. Then they did something that I spotted during the Jurgen Klopp days, during Liverpool's run with Sadio Mane, Firmino, and Mohamed Salah. So the primary target would make the run, and you would think he is a primary target, but he's actually acting as a decoy. Yep. So he will take a
couple of defenders out.
Exactly. So the defender who is directly close to him is looking at the ball, believing that, oh, he's making the run behind me, and the defender who is standing at the back or who is a bit distant from the action, he is also seeing the ball, so he is anticipating that now that this guy is on the move, I'm also making the move. Whereas there's someone, a teammate of his, trailing behind.
It's coming from your blind side.
Who is coming from the blind side, and that's how come they got the first goal. Well played.
I saw the defending for the goal. I
haven't seen Ghana put out such sequence of passing in years. I haven't seen it.
Meanwhile, have you seen the Black Stars under Otuado?
Meanwhile, it's not as if we don't have
come in the half of
technical players
and dominating. We are dominating. You win all. You take it from, and we take it back. We take it back. We take it back.
So for me, that for me was very disappointing. That okay, fine. You don't have the materials. You don't have an Abdul Moment to help you out with playing out from the back. For some reason, yes. Mohamed Salisu also had some injury issues in the lead up to this game. He reported late to the game, to the camp, and that's why he didn't also feature in this game. So also another passing option pretty much eliminated. So your passing options are quite limited.
I cannot pass the ball.
Yeah, now these days I don't know where his passing ability has evaporated to.
Charlie, he used to be a good passer.
Yeah, he used to be.
I don't know what happened to him.
I honestly don't. I think maybe the EPL changed him a little bit, because when he was playing in Valladolid, in Spain, he was very good.
In fact, even in his first season, his passing was decent.
Yeah, because there was still elements of the DNA, Spanish DNA in him. So. Yeah, it played out. So in that system, you are limited with your options when it comes to passing out from the back, and so clearly, it is clear that you have to go long, and when you are going long, you have to deliver angle passes. You just don't kick it boom, especially when your guys are quite physical. I mean, more physical than the Japanese. on the average.
Yep.
And so you need to be able to play out this sequence and practice it over and over again in training. And I didn't see that happening in the game. So for me, that was very disappointing that there wasn't a clear game plan and the execution on the game plan was poor.
Let me get Adam's thoughts. Talk to me about, first of all, I want you to touch on the goalkeeping situation before you talk about anything else. So, clean sheet, Asare arrived late, so he couldn't play. Obviously, he hadn't trained. I heard conspiracy theories that said that he deliberately was made to arrive late so he wouldn't have to face Japan. Well, Son is waiting, so I don't know about that. How do you feel about the Asare situation, Annan being used, and then going into that next game against Korea?
I feel like at the end of the day, we'll do all of this and we'll probably settle on someone else for the World Cup. If you
ask the goalkeeping squad?
Yeah, I don't feel any of these guys who are playing.
Who is there? Someone?
Also Drew. He's the guy.
Has he made a switch?
No, he hasn't made a switch.
There's that.
Okay, well, at this moment, okay.
But personally, I don't have faith in our goalkeeping department. If I'm going to be very honest to you, I don't think anybody there is at the level we need the person to be for the World Cup. Because if I'm looking at things, if I'm not mistaken, we'll probably be in pot 4. And it gets crazy when you're in pot 4 because
the Argentina,
the liability of the people you can. I spoke in a newsroom about how we can't break through a Japanese press. The kind of business we might meet at the World Cup will be on another level if the draw goes the way I predict it to go. I just want to touch on 2 things if you ask me.
Okay.
Our technical team needs to work on the profiling of the players we'll pick for the World Cup because I look at the squad right now, and even if our starters are there, I don't see how we win this game.
Yes.
Because the same problems will recur in the team even if our starters are there. We need to prioritize players who can get us out of jail from the back line to the midfield. Because per the players we have in our team, we are going to be pressed. It's going to come at the World Cup. We are going to be pressed.
I've jotted
any coach who watches them, and I don't disagree with coach in any way that after the first 15 minutes of the game, Japan saw that they don't need to play in 4th or 5th gear
at all.
There was no need for it.
There's no need.
So if Japan is seeing that, I'm afraid to tell you that some of the other guys are watching it, and if Ghana comes, we are mincemeat.
I don't like the way I sound.
No, it's my country, but I just have to be honest.
And is it a player problem? No, it's not a player problem. It's a coaching problem. That's why I've said that as soon as we're done with the Central African Republic game and the Comoros game, we should have just handed Otuado his sack letter
and find some. But because
he's going to the World Cup,
he's definitely going to go to the World Cup. This team had only 2 central midfielders, and those 2 central midfielders are not guys who you can trust with the ball. They are guys you can trust in the hard tackles. They are guys you can trust in winning the ball back. But when they win the ball back, what do they do with the ball?
How do they see ball? Yellow card, first tackle, or wet card, Sibo.
So the problems in the squad are a lot. Like after today's game, I think I'm more disappointed, and I'm more afraid heading into the next game and what might happen at the World Cup, especially since we don't have AFCON to use as a springboard to gauge our team. So the issues are a lot, and please, if you are listening, like a lot of these things have to be addressed.
They'll augment the technical.
Because if not, the World Cup will be a sorry place for us. I don't think we will like what will happen there. Because the teams that are coming there. And I remember football media in Ghana, one of the panelists made a point that the Japanese don't play with their friendly games.
Nope.
And I think we saw this.
Japanese people take everything seriously.
They don't play with it.
They take everything seriously.
So there's a lot of work that needs to be done with the team, because even with the absence of some players, I don't feel like if the Kudus and the Jordans were there, the performance would have been any different.
Maybe that would have sparked Japan into gear number 2.
To be honest, we were lucky to come out of this game 2-0, honestly. Gabi, shining brother 2. Charlie, welcome back from your escapades.
Thank you, Nana.
You've heard a lot. I'm going to ask you to close out the conversation for us on the Kirin Cup and look ahead to Korea if possible. You have been speaking to Mr. What's his name?
Hiroshi Yoshimoto.
Yeah, man.
Chale.
The Japanese
Ambassador to
Ambassador
Big
to
man, I
Ghana.
saw the picture on X.
No, you are
He
large.
gave you number 10 jersey. The only difference that he has hair.
Don't do this, coach.
Talk to me.
You know, I just want to start by I love the submissions of everybody, but when I was watching the game, right, I just saw flashes of what we did at the last World Cup against South Korea in terms of how the Asians play. And yes, and you see, I'm making this point because
No, your mom
you gonna say no, it's just
No, your
factors.
problem is.
Look, and I told Kwachi and Edem when we were doing our City Sports Live, when the squad dropped, that I wasn't focused on the results. I was just focused on Otuado in game management and the players that are stepping in for the players who were absent. Now, you know my conclusion on after watching these players. It means that we are going to the World Cup with the head coach looking at his bench and not trusting anybody. Because the players that played against Japan or will play against South Korea are not giving us options. Okay. The second thing is that I was looking forward to seeing the spine of the team actually play. Because when you look at Otuado's record, and I've said this on several occasions, and for the benefit of hindsight for him, for what he did at the World Cup, he struggles against an A-listed country or even a B-listed country. Japan are ranked 19th in the latest FIFA ranking, heading into the December draw. All right? In that same year that he took us to Qatar 2022,
Yep.
you remember he played Japan again.
Yep.
We got annihilated by 4-1. Jordan scored that goal.
I remember.
Okay? And I was comparing that squad to the squad that played today. Look, Ben, there isn't much difference. The difference in that squad and that squad that played in 2022 and today wasn't different. And on our part of the side, in this country, we are clearly joking with team cohesion. Because if you look at the World Cup qualifiers, if you combine the pool of players that we've called, right under from Otuado to even now, Chris Hughton and co. No, I want to even stick with Otuado. We are heading to 50 plus players.
Are you serious?
And I've done these checks. It's not like I'm joking. The World Cup alone, we did 46 players for the World Cup qualifiers. So we are calling players for the Unity Cup, then we leave them. We call players for the World Cup qualifiers. Some perform, some don't perform. We don't hear of them again.
Where is Koenigsdorfer?
Good. Look,
He scored his first goal for
So where is he?
go and look at.
So where is he?
Ben, go and look at that last. Go and look at that squad we called up for.
What do me aya? No, not trying to hold do me aya. What was not doing here?
It just be goal.
No.
I'm saying this.
Let's relax. Guys, I want us to go and look at the squad we called up for the Unity Cup. You know, that's when we found the likes of Caleb Jirinchi and co. There were some other players who performed that we did not call them for this tournament.
Yeah.
And we've called a new set of players again who came in, and I thought that added nothing to the team.
Nobody's spoken about Arthur Kohn so far, though.
I really
No, I think
touch on him.
Arthur Kohn, I think for me he was decent, and I said this again on that submission that I am fed up with sticking with Gideon Mensah and left back. So I was looking forward
I'm hearing
to
that Baba Rahman might make a return to the
I've
World
heard
Cup
that.
squad.
I've heard that too.
But he said he should play his ball.
Yes.
Simple. Because
I think the word for me.
when you think you don't deserve to be criticized for bad performances, and you turn your back on Ghana because
Didn't it get personal? I thought
it's not personal.
I
No,
thought it
no,
got
no,
personal.
See, coach, on that tangent, I think it didn't just boil down to the player.
But God, no.
It boiled down to the people at the FA. You know this thing for a fact. The people around him. Oh, let's
Because they
not-
called him for a certain game, it was
Yeah,
like
let's not shift the blame on
the
the player
negativity
alone.
is too much.
Exactly.
So now the negativity is gone.
I mean,
Nobody has said he's coming, but I'm saying that I've heard there's a possibility he might make a return for the
He
World
should
Cup.
go concentrate and play well.
club football.
Finish.
Okay.
so
Because
on
I
that,
want him to come, but because of the way that situation was handled,
You don't think it was
I
good
think
enough?
he will be a better fullback than Gideon Mensah when he's on his game.
I agree.
Fair.
But there's a huge risk here. So he should focus and play. Finish.
Me, I would like Barbara.
Okay, so now that we don't
Anyway.
have him in that picture, I thought that Derek Con gave us something that we can look at. Because look, if you look at the Black Stars game and you look at our laterals,
Yeah.
can you count the number of times they've bumped forward and whipped in crosses? Ali Dusiedu doesn't do that for you. Gideon Mensah is just
Gideon is a decent crosser on a good day.
he does it. No, in fact, Gideon actually does it when you're playing, when you are doing the back five thing.
Yeah.
But if you play him in the back four, he doesn't want to risk it and go forward, and who will do the job? So he would rather keep it decent,
Yeah.
do his first job as a
Defender.
a defender left back, and then leave the rest to whoever he's playing with.
True.
So I am very scared of that squad that we called up. That I think that did not add anything to whatever we'll be doing going forward. Look, the Japanese are they are no jokers. Do you know that they were actually the first team to qualify for the World Cup?
Yep.
They went the entire group unblemished.
Everybody took it to Asia.
Everybody
Everybody
they were
took
not
it.
joking. Like
Everybody
everybody
took it.
clean. And in fact, just to chip in what Hiroshi said, when I checked their stats, they've never reached the quarters or the semi-finals of the World Cup itself.
It's your mini break.
Yes, so in 2002 when they hosted it with South Korea, it was
Yeah.
South Korea that actually finished fourth.
Yep.
But Japan exited in the round of 16. So for them, they think that, look, given the talents they've produced in
Over time.
maybe a decade,
Yeah.
they've got what it takes to actually go to
And they have better players now.
exactly next year's
Yeah.
World Cup and go make a statement. That game, that squad that we played against today, it didn't have Mitoma.
Yep.
It didn't have Karu Mitoma. It didn't have a large chunk of their starters. So they were even using us as more like to give chances to the other players in the squad.
Yep.
And they have rather benefited because now they look at their bench or they look at the players that started against Ghana and
They
they,
have
say
a
that,
guy-
okay, we are way more better in a very good space heading into the World Cup.
So, like you mentioned, Mitoma, they missed out on. Was Kamada
Kamada.
there? He didn't.
Kamada
They missed out. They have a guy
Crystal
at
Palace.
Sporting called Hidemasa.
Yeah.
Morita,
Palace,
very
what's
good
his name?
DM. They
Is
didn't
it-
play.
no,
Kamada's Kamada.
That Kamada.
Kamada,
And
yeah.
then,
Crystal
then
Palace.
you can talk about
Okay, the Wolves guy is
Sugawara.
Yeah.
There's a guy at Celtic. I don't know if he's still at Celtic. Furuhashi.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of big players actually
Just
missed
a
out
quick
on
one
this.
before we move on. You see, it all boils down to coaching, and I have an issue with the coaching because I highlighted it earlier in my submission, and I'll give you an example why I have an issue with the coaching. Thomas Tuchel, for instance, he has stated that
Perfectly.
he has stated clearly that he does not have a situation. He does not see a situation where England can fail Jude Bellingham, Phil Foden, and Harry Kane in the same lineup.
Like he has said it clear.
He has said it clear that this is my system. There is no way
These
three
three players
players,
like this
these
can
three
play.
players that I've mentioned,
Thank you,
can
Yao.
play together.
It
Thank you,
affects the
Yao.
balance of the team.
Is he?
He even went on to say that
Because there's
Bellingham
Morgan
and his friend
Rogers.
and Morgan Rogers will not play together.
Because there's Morgan Rogers. There is you have to also factor in Declan Rice. For you forget about Declan Rice. He's talking about just the number 10 position or the two number 8s who can play alongside Declan Rice. There's Jude Bellingham. There's Phil Foden. There's Morgan Rogers. There's Gibbs White. There's Eberechi Eze. Because you know that Harry Kane will start. Bukayo Saka locked down on the right side.
Yeah.
On the opposite side, the left side is also up for grabs because there's also Marcus Rashford and co also battling there. But in the middle, to pair with Declan Rice,
Yeah.
there is a big and also now Elliot Anderson has also emerged
Yes.
in on the scene.
And Tuchel likes him.
And Tuchel likes him. So how are you going to pair all these guys? And he has
Anderson has been
stated
good.
clearly that per the system, at least two of these guys will be dropped for the World Cup. He has said it.
No, not necessarily dropped.
But you
But
would
they
make it
don't-
to the
they don't
start.
make- they don't make it even into the team and they won't start. So that clearly
Ben.
he has a game plan. What is ours?
Yeah.
Let me finish off.
I want you to learn from me,
Yes,
then I
on
can go to
Otto.
something else.
Look, you see, I think some few episodes, everybody said that, oh, we should sack Otto, and I said that we should stick with him and take him to the World Cup. No, I want to make that point, and it started from what we saw today. I said so because, look, they're actually two most powerful warriors when it comes, and their patience and time. Okay, I said that we should stick with him
Okay.
because I'm thinking that I gave him a chance. He goes to the World Cup based on what he's done in the previous and goes to do better. So then when he goes there and he goes to disgrace himself, then we sack him.
No, that'll be $13.6 million is on there.
As for the money there, that's another thing. But I'm saying that let's stick with him because I'm giving him that benefit of the doubt that I expect him to learn from what he's done.
So let me just ask you.
Yeah.
Did you see anything today
That encourages
you to continue to say
No,
let's stick with him?
no, but coach, you and I know that the people are not going to
You
sack
and I
him.
don't know anything.
Okay, fine.
Don't assume.
Sure, I'm not assuming.
You know that they won't sack him. Say, I know.
Exactly. They won't sack him. That's what I'm saying. Let's stick with him. We'll take him to the World Cup.
The World Cup,
He's going to. You go and meet us. See, today when I was checking the playoffs, there's a team from the Caribbeans called Curacao. That has the Curacao.
Yeah.
Sorry, that has the advocate as their head coach.
Yeah.
Every country is beefing up.
Dutch.
You see the points I'm making. Every country is beefing up with top tacticians.
Yep.
And in our party, we say that Otuado is a top tactician.
Yep.
So let him go to the World Cup and go and display his
tactical acumen.
Then when he's done, we come back and then we can say,
Otto
okay,
Terzic.
yes.
In Otto Terzic we trust.
This is my type factor.
Otto Terzic. The people who don't like him or who don't like us calling
he
him
said
Otto
those
Terzic.
are
He
his
said those are his people.
Nobody said that for me.
Otto Klopp. If you don't like it, be there. Let's take a break on the show. When we come back, we'll wrap up the Black Stars coverage. We'll talk about Nigeria, DR Congo, and their playoffs. I have a few words for Cameroon because they are worse off than Ghana. Cameroon. They are. Let's go and take the break. When we come back, I have a few words for them.
Powder. Local shoe. This advert is FDA approved.
Is there anything better than winning a bet? Well, with Betway's world first bet influencer feature, there is now. When you place a bet with Betway, you will generate a unique code. By sharing these codes, you earn 4% of every wager in cash. And when word starts spreading, the returns start rising. No matter the outcome, you can score big. It's easy to create your own codes. Choose your favorite teams and send to your friends anytime, anywhere. So, what are you waiting for? Start betting, sharing, and winning with Bet Influencer. Brought to you by Betway. Watch the next video for all the details. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet the responsible way. Betway. Get way more.
And where do you think you're going?
To train in the garden.
With my broom?
Mom, it's a javelin.
Oh, really? And that plate?
That's not a plate, it's a discus, Mom. We are training to become winners.
Well, you know you need lots of energy to become winners. So you both better start your day with Twisco before you go anywhere. Besides its great chocolatey taste, Twisco is enriched with Enerfort, a blend of energy-boosting vitamins and minerals for little winners.
Thanks, Mom.
Got to keep my little winners in shape. Twisco, power your dreams.
This advert is FDA approved.
City 97.3. Accra.
Welcome back. Sports Panorama, Benjamin Iketia here. Show proudly brought to us by Twisco. Kivo 4-in-1 Gary Mix. Your number one go-to soakings made easy. And of course, Betway. Let me read a few of your messages that have come through. Kwame Fiak says that he's listening from Lexington, Kentucky. Did I hear you say 150 million Ghana cedis for the Black Stars and 200 million for the mini stadium. Yes, exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said. Timotino from Esutrari says, good evening, guys. Yahweh bless you guys for this evening. Charlie, I feel so sad when I felt sad when I saw Abu's leg. It was so bad. He will see it through. Ben, I beg, ask coach about Rodrigo joining Chelsea. Don't you have enough wingers in your team? What is this? You have wingers who can't even get into your team. Some people are on a doping ban. You want Rodrigo to add to your team for what? Anyway, Moses Kofi says the current complexion of the Premier League table is a clear indication that Pep and the boys are back in action. Arteta should fasten his seatbelt well. Greetings to my sweetness, Twiscolina. This your Twiscolina, there is definitely an alias. They will catch you soon. You, this guy. Need Jojo from Tema New Town. Ghana Black Stars need wins to help the FIFA 2026 balloting. The team is not interesting. Manuel from Tema is that how can you pick and choose which matches you will be serious with and suddenly expect to perform well at a tournament? There's no shortcut to life. You didn't qualify for the AFCON, yet you are treating friendlies like you are some third world best FIFA ranking team. Ghana just isn't serious. Risk someone's career for nothing. I don't think anybody risks his career as football. These things happen. Janas from Race Course says, Ben, what is coach talking about? He has already identified the system we are playing. No cross from the left. Kudus crosses from the right sometimes. Only Partey progresses the ball. The rest, they can't, so they won't. Yirinchi is running with the ball. Coach said pass. When they pass, coach says they can't progress the ball. I understand what he means, though. I get the sarcasm in what you're saying. Joseph from La says, good evening to you guys. Coach, please talk your mind. You guys are making my day amazing. God guide you and protect you and the family. Don Menyo from Dakoman says, hi, my people on Panorama. Now it's obvious we don't have a solid Black Stars team. I say this because the absence of a few regular players and injuries have exposed us big time to the fact that we don't have a solid bench. The earlier we wake up to scout and get a better prepared team, the better it will be for all of us. What the Black Stars players and management should know is that since they won't be at the AFCON, these friendlies are the only opportunities to improve upon the teamwork going forward. Consistent tactical play and preparedness for the World Cup in June 2026. Anyway, more messages. Don Shepherd from Shukura says, hi guys, coach got me laughing till I nearly fell into a ditch about Kamaldeen's advertising board blockage. Coach, please stop that. Kofi listening, I know a couple of former Black Stars players who used to do that. They were experts at running until they ran out of turf, but this is not the time for it. Shout outs to it's okay. Kofi listening. You remember Opoko Ajiman?
Yeah. Hardworking Opoko Ajiman. Very hardworking. Very hardworking.
Opoko Ajiman. Pace you.
I will pick him over Kamadi.
Oh yeah.
But don't run out of turf, boss. Anyway, he says, good evening, guys. Otto Addo and his boys should understand that if they don't take care, South Korea might beat us by a 5-goal margin. Since they will want to avenge us for beating them in the World Cup in Qatar, they haven't forgotten, trust me. I'll take more messages. 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. Michael Penny says he's watching from Baltimore. In Maryland, I believe. He says, making my day watching you guys on phone in the office. Okay, in Baltimore City.
Shout out Lamar Jackson.
People are waiting for us.
Yeah.
I'm America.
Oh, Charlie.
Charlie, what play?
Bruce Atta Studio says Ghana is not winning our games to boost our FIFA rankings. Joshua Holotu says by Tuesday, South Korea will show us our smoothness level and we will need to change the coach. We will know it definitely. Okay, Michael Penny again says, Ben, these players are making it sensible to invite the likes of Odoye and Nketiah.
Let me you let go call them in the company.
Man, this one here is from Sports Corner J. Says Otuado approached this game wrongly. We did not flex our attacking muzzle. The new players couldn't show what they could offer. We lack midfielders with attacking ideas in the game. Teddy Alex says if Nigeria managed to qualify for this World Cup, our ears no go hear word. Dankwa Bismarck says that we better write to FIFA that we won't come, so we go and spend our 150 on something else. This guy, but Oh, Charlie, somebody says that's the boys Ajima Bedu from Temu. I don't even know what.
From what?
I'm not sure what that means.
Oh my goodness.
Is it? Oh, Ajima Bedu is in the class of his own.
Nika.
Ajima Bedu, long range shots. You see, if Ajima Bedu couldn't do anything, he could stop the ball and spray passes. Left flank, right flank. Like, Charlie. You know. Anyway, let's move it on to something else. Let's talk about that money because that's a big deal. It's a lot of money for our World Cup journey. I want to believe that one, we are allocating this much because of the way this particular World Cup is structured. 3 different countries. You might need more logistics to move between the countries. But we've also heard the sports minister say that government will not be transporting supporters to the World Cup to support the national team. So then I'm asking myself that why do we need so much money? Like, why do we need so much money? Anybody has any justifications on why we need
going to appearances? I mean, if you qualify, your qualification bonus is what, $10,000 per year. Once you reach the World Cup, it will definitely be up a little bit.
We don't need
and on top of that, per diem, and like you said, logistics.
We don't.
So
you see,
the
hotel bills,
but it's a bit too much.
The hotel bills and everything will be paid for
by FIFA.
By FIFA. Food, everything. FIFA has a contingent, a number of people you need to present, for which they will take care of.
Yeah.
So if, in addition to all of that, or if you subtract all of that, I don't understand why we've budgeted.
You know, we'll fund that and then
Yes.
we'll get our money back.
So-
They'll give us back our money.
No, but
But at the end of the day, still take a chunk of
So
it.
because in the last World Cup
You pre-finance.
yes, then the money will come back to us.
FIFA.
Yeah.
Then they will
You
take
know-
13. But why should you take 13? That's the problem.
Because
How did you take 8?
between the last 2 World Cups, I think we've spent just about $7 million. The money we get from FIFA is just in that range, about $7 to
So you
$8
see,
million.
The last
See,
one we had
what
9,
I
right?
heard-
$9 million,
yes,
yes.
from Qatar.
what I heard, the minister said he should come with a proper breakdown.
I'm sure he'll do it. I'm sure he'll do it.
Because maybe that will be left to the sports minister to come
Yeah.
and do later on. I'm interested in that appearance fee. I'm interested in the winning bonus or qualification bonuses that will be paid to the Black Stars of Ghana. Look, nobody takes away $100,000 or more this time around.
It should not happen.
It should never happen. Hey,
While our grassroots
if
football
it
is
happens, then look, we are just not serious as a country. There were $13.66 million. I want to hold on for now.
Yeah.
I don't want to go deep into it
Because we don't know what it will be used
because I don't know
Yeah.
what it will be used for. But to make it clearer to Ghanaians, please, I'm sure through the sports minister,
Yeah.
Honorable Kofi
I'm sure they did an
Idi
item list
Adams.
to have arrived at that figure.
So that is the list we want to see.
Yeah.
Nobody should hide anything from us because he empene. What nobody, especially after the experience of this same government, this same president in Brazil, nobody. And we want certain things discussed and agreed
Before we take off.
before our team will leave the shores of Ghana. We don't want any unsettled thing hanging in the air. No, Yempe. Mwaka Akisi, we don't want anybody to go and be kissing money at dawn. Like John Boy did. We saw it in the video.
Bro.
You may kiss the $100. Mwah. Boy, mwah, mwah, mwah. We don't want that. We just don't want that. So let's come. You see, as a country,
Yeah.
we have gotten to the stage where we should be telling the players that, look, this is how much Ghana can pay.
This is the World Cup.
This is the World Cup. If as a footballer you are not proud to be at the World Cup, Obanyo Beshi, Beshi no at our ball. Basa Moshi, Jomo no at our ball. Simple. Simplicity. So nobody should be taking. If I'm the minister, is it the 100,000 appearance fee? I'm slashing it by close to 50 to 70.
Does it still stand? You know that 100,000, that figure, we arrive at it.
That's it.
Because FIFA when they give you a lump sum. And
So
then
therefore-
they decide that you go and do what you want to
So
your money.
therefore, In the last World Cup, it was 100,000. The last World Cup, before the last World Cup we went, it was another 100. What pay 100? We paid 100 in Brazil. We paid 100. Wow. Even to management. Those people, this time, they'll be giving per diems.
Meanwhile,
they will not be given anything like appearance, or else they should live there. Some of us will go and do it for free. I'm telling you honestly. No more. What about 2 years for free?
And we don't want anybody to go and be taken by force selfies with Son.
At all.
When Son is not in the mood to take selfies.
Nobody will organize a press conference.
They tell you to be doing your work. That you are leaving your work to go and take selfies with Son.
Nobody.
They protect them.
You see, nobody will be carrying calls and carrying those things and be taking 8,000 per game, 10,000 per game.
Right now it's 4,000.
No, they'll be trying. Even the 4,000 is too much.
Oh yeah, that one is too much.
You see, okay.
He's carrying cones. He's carrying bibs.
I can carry cones.
I can carry corn for just $50.
Don't do this.
I don't know.
Are you an equipment guy?
No, I'm giving you an example. Somebody is carrying bibs and cones for 4,000.
There is a science to carrying cones and bibs. You don't have that. You don't have it now.
What do you mean?
There's a science to carrying.
This one you're going to the World Cup, there'll be machines.
There'll be machine. I'll put it in the car. You see the car. I'll sit in the car. Cars will be around. This one I can drive. Simplicity.
No, but the training grounds, the car won't bring the cones.
Who told you that?
No, me, I can do that. I can do the
bus to come and then they'll go.
Yes, cats will be around.
We are pleading with the minister, Honorable Kofi Idi Adams. Bossu, sorry. Kofi Kaka Chogben Kebe no confirm me. No Idi Adams.
Kofi World Cup.
Idi Adams, Honorable
Kofi Mexico.
Watching number 1. You cram on all these things.
Kofi Canada, Kofi USA,
Kofi Canada,
Kofi Pennsylvania,
Kofi Philadelphia,
Baltimore, Kofi
Kofi Ontario, Kofi Adams,
Kofi Guadalajara.
Look at the way it sounds such a mouthful.
Kofi Canada has a nice
Don't do this.
Kofi Vancouver. So what we are saying is that, look, bring the breakdown. His Excellency, everything will be transparent to John Dramani Mahama. Everything will be transparent.
He says he's resetting.
Reset.
He's resetting.
4,000. I got $100. Oh yeah. Call telecom say up a DM. Oba any free. Many kuta long ba kuta free. I'm kuta free. Jebe dane. Wana. What you? What 1.5? Look, $13.667 million. Like I'm saying, energy fire.
It's a lot of money.
I want to hold my peace and wait for the breakdown. Some of us will get the breakdown and we'll come back here. You see, this is the platform. We'll come back here.
This is it.
Ben, just a quick one. If I remember correctly, at that last press briefing by the sports minister Kofi Adams, he mentioned that after Ghana qualifies for the World Cup, they would have to sit.
They'll be resetting
again
of
with
bonuses,
the players,
appearance, everything will be reset
before we are en route to USA, Canada,
Kofi, Ohio.
So I think that, and that's what Coach said. Me, as soon as Cassiel put out that money, I asked myself a simple question: that we need a breakdown,
proper breakdown.
Kofi Montreal,
and what's funny is that before Cassio even presented
too much.
Kofi 305.
Kofi Tennessee. Kofi Tennessee. Kofi Jacksonville. Kofi.
I'm saying that
Kofi Nashville.
Before Cassio presented the budget to the public.
Honorable Kofi Adams, why you need that's what they want to do to Keto Kreko. When the drummers and the supporters.
Game changer.
Game changer would never be anymore.
No.
Destiny changer.
I'm sorry. Let's make progress.
So I'm saying that. I think we'll need a press briefing again. We have to get a breakdown of what goes to where, who will be taking what, and when we are done with the tournament again, we'll also come back and he has to come and give us another breakdown of how much we spent and whatever it is, because we can't be continuing with this kind of
throwing money into the air down the drain.
You know, like we have to move
Because you see that money. If like somebody said, if there was the possibility to write to FIFA to say that tournament Mbabium, like $13 million, it can literally turn the life of our local football around.
See.
Completely
on Thursday, Yao and I. You see where the Nigerians are playing where they played the game against them
against Gabon
at the Moulay Hassan in Rabat. When we checked, in fact, they demolished it in 2024.
That's the new one they built.
Yes, the new one they built, and then by 2025 they were done. So that game that we saw when we were watching Nigeria and Gabon play, it was actually a dress rehearsal for the AFCON itself for 2025, and that's even like. That was just finished, and then they have. You see where we went to play Madagascar. Did you realize the changes? You see that the playing surface was different. So that one is for like their Fus Rabat, and then you see like Charlie. Then get a stadium where
there's levels.
Charlie,
the games in already.
If you go to the if Ghana goes to the World Cup and we are spending this amount of money, and then we come back home, we cannot hit our chest.
Sports Stadium
And boast of
Sports Stadium,
one certified venue to host a category A match. It's a shame. It's really a shame. And so I think that we need to be cutting some of these things down. And then I think they mentioned the 200 million too for the
mini stadium.
I disagree.
I was going to come to you.
I even forgot about it.
I was going to come to that.
I totally disagree. And I was really disappointed that
how so?
Nothing was said on the 10 youth resource centers that has been left abandoned. It is this same government that put in their manifesto for sport that they were going to look at it. And this morning, when Cassiel came to visit Bernard, I sent Dr. Cassiel. I sent a message to that. They should ask him that money, why is it that we don't use to take care of
because the resource centers,
it's $18 million.
According to a lot of the updates we got, a lot of them are in their final stages of completion.
Exactly. So who even
75%,
a lot even above that.
And so who even need that amount of money?
We just need a little money to.
And then he said that because they created the new regions, every region would have to have a stadium. I disagree. It's not by exactly. It's not by force to have it. It is not by force to have it. If we can actually follow the model of what Morocco are doing by tearing down some of the stadia that we have, and then rather invest it.
That's why because look, it must be demolished. Masses must be. Those are all design.
What I've realized in this country is that we have a thirst for new things. The fresh things are like tear rubber. You say, you know what I'm saying that. You see the TNA stadium.
Yeah.
When it came last year, look at the amount of tournaments we're taking over. Even the Legon Stadium,
the Cape Coast Stadium suffered the same
fate. The African Games. Go and look at the playing surface now.
Right now
the Legon people have to start working on it again. And that stadium, they say that under the old government said $34 million was spent on a 70. Almost what? Yeah,
70%. Nobody believes that.
After that one, His Excellency,
the forensic audit will happen.
Meanwhile,
as for that, I disagree.
Meanwhile, Morocco recently unveiled one of their new stadiums for
the AFCON.
And they spent $22 million on that.
On the whole stadium?
On the whole fresh. $22 million.
And we say we built what for how much?
We spent $34 million
on a 70%
complete the Lagos Stadium. Like 60-70% complete already.
And the Lagos Stadium is not even a stadium that can host world class matches.
It doesn't have 11,000. See the pitch.
Why are we like
this? Is wickedness.
So me, Ben, I beg. As for that 200 media, I disagree. That money, and then he said that because they will allocate it to the ministry. Now it is up to the sports ministry to do whatever they want to do with it. We beg
the regions.
We beg the minister, that will pick the regions. We beg him that look, let's not use that money for those regions.
Kofi Denver.
We beg him.
Yes,
is it not just too long that they went to visit the Azuma Nelson Sports Complex? It's close to my house. I'll be professional footballer. I'm looking for a place to.
The Azuma Nelson Sports Complex. Right now, when you go there, you for dress in safari outfit. You know, you for wear the safari hat with boots because it be full grown. It be forest reserve.
See, if full grown forest reserve. Do you know Bishi? You know Bishi?
Do you know Dencham?
I know Bishi.
Some go there. Bishi. Now, wherever there is beach,
you don't know Bishi.
There is bar. Those big rats. You see, Dencham. They feed on those rats. So that's man, there's denture there.
I say it's a safari trip.
Snakes.
Azuma knows a safari trip. It's a whole excursion.
My point to be
You don't know.
the major ones in the country, the Classball Stadium, the Commerce.
Demolish those.
I agree with Coach. They have to be
Demolish them.
demolished because they don't meet the standards of world football today. For context, Real Madrid tore down their stadium and put up a new edifice that is world class. Almighty Barcelona puts down that stadium that is
I didn't think Barca will ever do that.
I don't even think Barca will ever do that to the company, but Barca have done that and they are some steps away from finishing it. It is not a joke. They understand why it has to be done.
Morocco.
And these stadia were actually better than the ones we have.
Exactly.
In Morocco, they should come and pay them 22 million. They will do the same.
Coach, these people have some. The China Diplomacy Stadium, they built for you. I think there's
Uganda.
Yeah, they built for Uganda. They built for Chad. They built one for Cote d'Ivoire. In fact, it hosted one of the AFCON.
So Cote d'Ivoire had the.
Yeah, we have. I think we have one. The Cape Coast Sports Stadium.
They did some renovation. They did some renovation for the Hofet Boahi Stadium, and then they built a new. Which one is a new one? I think was that one Ebimpe. Good, Ebimpe on the outside.
So they have two.
Ebimpe is such.
So Cote d'Ivoire has two.
If you see the Ebimpe Stadium,
and it's important because next year, which is 2026, yes, Ghana will go to the World Cup, but Ghana will also be going to the Commonwealth Games. So you can't spend all this money on the Black Stars
And not.
you can't spend all this money on mini stadiums.
You see, me, that's why
that's
why these 100,000 things bother me, because look, I always say that whenever we have to play catch, like when you are watching Ghana Premier League highlights and all those other stuff, so like I'm saying, look, the reason why I dislike all these disbursement of 100k is that you and I do scorecard all the time. Eden produces scorecard all the time. Whenever we have to do local highlights, then we are all upset.
You go tire?
No, we are all upset because we are playing a game of find the ball. Before I can do any analysis, I need to squint and bat my eyes and try and see where the ball. We don't need to be doing these things. Look, if you have 13 million USD to go and spend at the World Cup, and look, nobody can tell me that we cannot get $2 million out of that money to develop our football.
I think this will be the highest we've allocated for a World Cup. I stand to be corrected.
We need to compare to other countries. How much they are taking. And why are we taking 13.666 million?
That money can turn Ghana man around if we are serious and we are monitoring. That money can probably help us build a national academy. Look, we can do so much with $2 million. It is only in Ghana that when you talk about $2 million,
it sounds
people,
like
people make it look like it is not a lot of money. $2 million is an astronomical figure of money. Like a lot of people will never see $1 million till the day they die. A lot of people won't hold $100,000 till the day they die. We need to stop throwing these big figures around. We need to really look. This is Mr. Minister, the finance minister, the sports minister. I'm begging you guys, some of the money that we are going to allocate for the World Cup, let some of it be allocated for development of our game.
We want to see.
We want some of it to be used to develop our game. Because we've distributed 100k, and we've not seen anything that it brings.
Nobody will be given the opportunity to go and sit at the public whatever, go and defend 100,000. Because 100,000 be anywhere will be the.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
And this World Cup to money day inside.
Wow,
money day
because it's expanded. There's
I saw the breakdown, Coach.
There's a lot.
For qualifiers of how much do we get?
There's that. We can just check that.
That one to be paid immediately. That one to be paid.
The last edition we had was 1.5, right? I remember. Yeah, when we qualify, so I'm sure it will be more than that. It should be somewhere around 3 million.
FIFA has money to give out. Like I constantly say that about FIFA. FIFA makes a lot of money, and they always want the game to go further.
Yep.
So they want.
They are very serious about investing in development. Now, dear. Let me read more messages. Let me get to my message box. I'll come to my YouTube in a bit. Joe from Teshi says it's only when we do a Black Stars budget that you wonder if we are really a poor country. How and why do we pay players even more than European countries? It's never made sense to me. Because I don't think any of the Europeans are paying anybody 100k to rep at the World Cup. Nobody's doing that. Anyway, PK says, I always say that we qualified for the World Cup because the players wanted to, not because the coach did anything tactical. And mind you, I told myself after the qualifiers that we'll lose all the friendly games before the World Cup just to expose the coach. Well, I don't think they are losing deliberately. I just think this is our level. Kekeli from East Legon says that how can the finance minister give that amount of cash to the stars but give nothing to the queens who have a tournament coming up? This doesn't make any sense. It's like we don't appreciate the ladies, and therefore I don't think the queens don't have anything. I just think that because the World Cup is such a monumental competition, it just makes sense to capture it in the budget. I just think that's what it is. Yao from Spain says that simply put, Coach Otoado is bereft of ideas. We better set up before it's too late. Hi guys, Otunfo from Medina. He says for Chris Hutton to say Otto is a master tactician is just like Sesko telling Nicholas Jackson that he's a great striker. Both of them, sir.
That interview just cracked me up. And I just said one thing. It's just so you know.
But Hutton said it for real.
Oh yeah, he said it. You know, there's this thing we say: legend recognizes a legend.
So is it not Hutton that said that our players couldn't play ball when we went to the United States because the pitch was too good?
He's the same person.
Let me move on. Alexander from Basile says, truth is, if we don't get rid of Otto and the technical team, we will simply not progress in any football competition. We need a coach who understands the game and plays with a plan. Timotino from Esuchari says, they talk this coach Otoado is a bim bam coach. You just imagine Spain's head coach going at it with Ghana. Tactics against bim bam tactics.
See, we can't play Spain. We can't play Spain with this team.
I really can't wait for that draw.
Like Nana Kwesi says that, coach, regarding the Baba Rahman issue, there's a difference between criticism, insults, and personal attacks. When the anger of some Ghanaians exceed the player and extend to families who have got nothing to do with the game, it's personal, and you can't only blame the player for needing a break from the national team or from.
Nobody insulted.
Don't forget the same.
Don't
made
say
a
that.
jet, and I used at a point want to stop. Okay, to be honest, I don't remember anybody going for Baba Rahman family.
Ghanaians will not do that.
But I think some of the criticism went over the top. It became personal. Some of it got very personal.
Maybe yes.
Yeah.
Maybe
I don't remember any family stuff, but I remember Ghanaians. Like it just to be honest, I understand him. It became very toxic. Like the environment was.
I understand what he should be. The reason I don't want him to come back is this. Those who had problems with him when he was not performing, if he comes and he performs, they are the same people who will praise him.
Fact.
If he comes and he does not perform,
they'll come for him again.
So what happens?
And for me,
pick your point.
And for me, the root of the critique didn't come from they just want to criticize you. No. It came because performances weren't good.
We're bad.
That's I think people lose sight of this,
especially at the times where he was not playing at club level. Even in the Chelsea team B, he was not playing, but he was still getting call-ups into the Black Stars. Those were the sort of things that. But now he's playing regularly wherever he is.
He's been in some good form.
So if he's caught, he deserves to be caught.
Fair.
But the point is, if he comes and doesn't perform, and the criticism comes, would he say because you are criticizing me, I won't play again?
Riley Asiedu says that we are waiting for coach in Philadelphia. Charlie, your Philly people are waiting for you. This one here is from Dr. X says Black Stars are not going anywhere with this level of pampering. When are they showing up? When are they going to show up for the country and for football? That's a very good one. More messages. This one here is from Gilbert Owusu Jemfi. Says South Korea just opened their new national football center with lots of training pitches and a full-size stadium for all their national teams. What has happened to Pram Pram? This one says that Riley again says that the former sports minister should be in jail because Morocco built a new $23 million stadium and the former sports minister sends $34 million on a Lagos stadium renovation. Yeah, somebody just mentioned it. Again, more messages. Christian Jake says that we need Kofi Tre in midfield. He's a better progressor and passer. Would have been a lovely team with Kofi Tre, but Kofi Tre has not played football in almost 3 years. So I'm not even sure how that's going to happen. Manuel is in the seat. Let me take your thoughts on everything that we've said. So touch quickly on the Ghana game for me, and then touch on the issues to do with the budget and also the before we get into that, talk of the playoffs to round it up.
Just on the game, I think we had the discussion before the game against Japan that the thing that was upsetting about the squad is there was nothing new to learn from it. And I think once the game has played out, I think it's like
you have a new goalkeeper. You got a new goalkeeper.
I mean, I think he brought more confusion than clarity to the situation. If that's fair. Because if he had performed well, I think the talk around now would be like, oh, he should replace Benjamin Asare in the squad. But the fact that, especially the way people were going after Benjamin Asare, even though he was keeping all those clean sheets. So I think if Annan had put in a good performance, I don't think we would be here. I don't think there would be criticism for him. But I don't think he did anything to cover himself in glory in terms of getting an opportunity. And I think that's the thing that upset me the most. Because yesterday when Otuado was speaking, he was talking about how everyone should take this as an opportunity. Like, now is the time to make decisions for the World Cup. And if you play well and if you show that you are ready for this, you can get your place in the squad. And I don't know if not enough of the players believe that, or not enough of the players were able to show up in the game in particular. Obviously, the opponents were good. It's a different class and quality, and I think that's my main problem. Just revert back to the World Cup. My main problem with games like the game against Japan and going into the World Cup is I don't want us to constantly go into these type of tournaments and games with an inferiority complex. And I can sense it from the way other people are talking about Japan. I'm sorry, about Spain and Argentina, and that one, it's not even about just a base playing ability. It's just about if you look at what we have at the moment compared to them. And I think the trick with Morocco is, and I don't know if this is a slightly controversial point, I don't know if it held because of where they are in the country, where they are placed within in the continent. But there's almost an acceptance that, of course, Morocco can get better. Obviously, like they are investing, or they are doing certain things that makes them get to that level. Without actually taking a conscious effort to look at things that we ourselves can do to try and replicate or try and be there. It's almost as if we've accepted that, oh, these people they are good. We are here. If that makes sense. And that's
I don't accept it.
No, I don't think anyone in the country should accept it. But I feel like it's a constant thing that has gone into people, or maybe the people who are in charge have been able to perpetuate it so much that the people within the country almost have a slight inferiority complex when it comes to other countries in Africa first and then other countries within the world.
I get what you mean.
And the problem is, obviously, the better the coach you have or the better the system around him, the more you're able to compete with this and change the narrative that's around the team. And I feel like for so long, since 2010, we haven't been able to at least show that, at least since even 2015, since the World Cup, and since 2010 in the World Cup and 2015 in the AFCON final. I think we had a discussion with Gabi. We haven't actually been competitive at any level. And it's not even just the Black Stars. It goes down to our under 17, our under 20. I don't remember the last time we were actually. Oh, the women did well. Let me be fair. The Black Queens did quite well in last year's women's AFCON. But beyond that, it's back-to-back group stage exits at the AFCON, not qualifying for a World Cup and getting knocked out at a World Cup. Those are just our 4 major tournaments that we've been through last. And I don't think we've ever
don't discredit Zito.
Somebody has texted you about the bell. Me to have received the text about the bell.
Charlie, the bell. Kowalski said the bell.
The bell. There's a civil war surrounding it.
For Charlie,
Kowalski said the bell. You know one.
That's it. We for buy.
See, people are begging to donate bells. They are offering to donate bells, but you will get there. We'll get there. I have read that message. Don't worry. Don't let the world see that message. That message is private.
I mean, yeah, with credit to Zito, but at least in terms of the Black Stars, what are our last 4 appearances at the World Cup?
Because he said down to the other national teams, but
okay,
Zito.
Let's be fair. Let's be fair. Zito did quite well.
Yeah.
What else have we achieved in that period?
Nothing. So now you can progress.
And that's the point. And it's like we've just accepted it. It's not like we're constantly making effort to change or go towards a level where it's like it's just like you've accepted, okay, now we don't do that well at tournaments. And that's one of the things that needs to change. In terms of the game, like I said, or the lot that I wasn't expecting a lot different, and not a lot shocked me. So nothing in terms of the game itself, I don't think we learned anything new. Going into the Korea game, I'm not sure if I'm going to say anything new either.
Do you expect to see Asari play? What did you make of Arthur Khan as well?
I based on the side situation, unless I'm going into the conspiracy theories that are floating around on the internet, I don't understand how Asari doesn't play. Unless he's played himself out of the team, I don't understand how he doesn't play. Because based on everything he's done so far since he's been given the opportunity to catch for the Black Stars, I think he's proven. I think he's proven. Again, based on what we've seen from him, I think he's proven that he deserves a chance to at least prove that he's a number one going into the World Cup.
Did you see him in Son's free kick?
Clean sheet Asari will save that. You are far too worried. No, and Atakon too was. It's hard. I mean, like I said, based on given how the team was performing, it's hard to stand out when not everything around you is giving you the platform or the platform to stand out. So I don't want to take too much from individual performances, even from Anang, even though I've been critical of him. I don't take too much from individual performances. Because one of the hardest things as a team, even at club level, you see that sometimes. You see how Slot is struggling with his new team. Now, this is 22.
Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there. Oh,
these are 22 players who are.
This thing they try to do like that, foot in the door. You don't go there. Do your analysis without Anna Slot. Don't go there, please.
Sometimes some teams struggle to accommodate new players and new all at once, at least not immediately, at least not in their first game. And these are a lot of players who hadn't at least played together. We had two people who were making their debuts, at least in Anang and Koon.
Yeah.
We had players who hadn't actually played together. We don't even, based on what we've observed from Moto Ado, okay, now we have a better system. But I don't think he himself, in terms of style of play, I don't think he's been consistent with what he's brought to the Black Stars. So to now expect 11 players to go on the pitch, especially we have to also take into context the mental stress or the mental damage that might have come from being on the pitch when you saw the injury that happened to Abu Francis, and how that might have affected the rest of the psychology of the rest of the players going into this game, and maybe even beyond that, going into the South Korea game. I can't even imagine what the mood in the camp is right now.
They'll play for Francis, don't worry.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I don't know.
You have to play.
I mean, you have to play. I don't know what that means in terms of results, but just in terms of the Black Stars, I haven't seen anything new that was exciting. In terms of the budgets, these people are always given a lot of money to go and do something, and they don't usually come back and do a lot. So now I think everything is up to them. If they go and they have a wonderful tournament, no one will mention the money. It will be forgotten immediately. If they go and they start fighting among themselves and they are back before the round of 32, which means they are evicted before the actual World Cup, if it was done in a previous edition, I think that's when the money will come up. So I think it's all up to the Black Stars players to show that they are worth the value, that they are worth the investment we make in them.
Worth the investment we make in them.
Going forward, we need to find out how much money Morocco, Tunisia, South Africa, and if they've come out with how much money they have
given to their players,
that they have
budget for the World Cup.
Compare to 13.7 in our
I think
13.7.
I think when we can speak to some of our colleague journalists in
yes, and let's bring those.
I'm sure you can get a Google search of even some of the teams.
Let's bring those.
How much they are allocated.
13.7.
Yeah,
Charlie, in our.
It's a lot of money. Let's talk about the playoffs now, and we have a final, at least for the African region. We have a final between Gabon and the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Let me start on this note.
No, you mean DR Congo?
DR Congo, sorry, DR Congo and Nigeria. Talk to me about who you fancy to make the jump out of Africa and why. DR Congo struggled with Cameroon. Nigeria themselves, like I said, the scoreline was not a good depiction of what the game was, and so very flashy. But talk to me about that.
I think Nigeria goes through and then will play that Interconfed Cup, because I think if you look at the four countries, I actually had my money on Nigeria to actually represent Africa best when it comes to the Interconfed Cup. Ben, if you look at the teams that whether it's Nigeria or DR Congo will be facing, this is not like to disrespect them or denigrate them. They are not like your top teams, okay? You are talking about Iraq playing, Curacao, and then there's Bolivia, there's North Caledonia, and all of that. The Nigerians themselves, ever since they brought in their coach in Eric Shell, they've actually turned the corner. He's got 4 wins for them and 2 draws. The struggle for the Super Eagles have always come when they are playing at home.
So that word is Curacao.
Curacao.
Okay,
so not Car, right?
Curacao.
Okay, Curacao.
Yeah,
Curacao. I hear it's they have this attachment to Netherlands.
Yeah.
So when you look at
Dutch, actually says it Dutch.
Yeah. So when you look at the backroom stuff, they have a bit of some Dutch in there.
So they went and hired the advocate.
Yeah. But back to the Nigerians. So their struggle at the qualifiers itself was when they were playing at home, when they were playing in front of their own people.
Yeah,
they struggle. anytime they left home, they were performing.
Facts.
And
this has been a trend for a while.
Yes,
I find it strange. I don't know what's with
Nigerian
really strange.
Nigerian fans are hostile.
Yeah, and that's what I realized.
Nigerian fans are very hostile.
I realized
they have exceptionally high expectations of their players.
So just cast your mind back to when we played them.
Yep.
At the Moshood Abiola Stadium in 2022.
Somebody stole the VR TV.
Yeah.
After the game, they were so pissed. Somebody took the VR mixer. Somebody took the screen away.
Yeah, I was
literally
I was speaking to your Nigerian friend Ademola Victor, and he was like, as for Ghana, we are not.
We are talking gets crazy when the Black Stars don't win.
He said they're not rowdy, and he was even citing that Baba Yara incident when we played Central African Republic and at halftime we were losing, and then the supporters were pelting the players with water bottles. He said Nigeria don't do that. They actually take the seat off and pelt you the player with it. That's what they do. So the players, he was telling me that the players themselves sometimes when they're coming down here, they're scared. Mentally, they are not there.
And that's why, in fact, that game we played in Abuja, it was played. One of the reasons the game was played in Abuja was because they don't think that the fans in Abuja are that hostile. When you go into other territories like Ibadan, you go to Lagos, you go to Kano, you go like those. They have very big stadia around the country. When you go to those other places,
very hostile. So I think
different atmosphere.
I think that has played very well into the hands of their coach in Eric Shell, and that performance against Gabon. Look, that first half was very boring. You literally could go to sleep and wake up and it would still be goalless, because Osimhen and even Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang were asking themselves questions of who was going to give them the service, who was going to pass, and then Nigeria came into the second half. They changed, and then they began to get the goal. So I think going into that game against DR Congo, like I said, you were saying that DR Congo are a very good team. You cannot, I won't disagree with you on that. On paper, they are very, very, it looks a very interesting team. But on the pitch, they're very funny. Like they look a very disjointed team.
I think Gabon deserved the penalty in that Nigeria game.
I think that's a key point.
Because at that point it was goalless.
That's what killed them. It was 0-0. So if they are taking the penalty,
Gabon go ahead.
The momentum would have swung.
Just on the referee, he spent at least 5-10 minutes
on that
and on replay looking at the same thing. It looked like a certain penalty. I was wondering why he kept looking
because it's Nigeria, and they want Nigeria to be at the World Cup. That's the answer.
So I think on that final on Sunday, I think Nigeria will go through. And like I said, if you look at the 4 countries, I actually had my money on Nigeria to represent Africa well and pick up that last slot that will join the, I think that will be the 47th and 48th team to join the rest of the other countries to qualify. So it means it will be 2 teams.
So two teams to qualify. It's a group of 6.
Yeah, because Nigeria
the first 2 to qualify.
Yeah, with the highest ranking, so they'll be seeded. So it means that they'll have to miss and then they play the final. So my money is on Nigeria to progress.
Adam?
I think if Cameroon had gotten to the final, Nigeria would be faced with a bit more of a challenge, if you ask me. But Cameroon to
local rivals too.
Yeah, Cameroon are all over the place. Like at the moment,
they don't like to play Cameroon.
Yeah. It is Samuel Eto'o. Samuel Eto'o is part. I like Samuel Eto'o, but he's part.
I like him too, but what's he's been doing since he got there, nothing's right to him about. Part. Yeah, and they being rivals coming from like it makes it more spicy if they met someone like Cameroon. But with DR Congo, I just think Nigeria is just a level above them. I just hope Nigeria can show it, because I didn't feel Nigeria showed that throughout the game with Gabon. It's in the first half of extra time that they really got going. Osimhen kind of missed some chances that I don't expect him to be missing on regular days. It was very surprising for me.
They were getting on his back before he scored.
There were cash money chances I knew that Osimhen puts away and he was fluffing them. Was surprising. But if
they would have really come for him,
if he can get going early on in a game like the Congo game, I don't think Congo stand a chance against Nigeria. I want to see how Congo present themselves, but Cameroon would have been a bit more of a challenge, a bit more of a feisty encounter. But they are not in the best shape themselves, so I just expect.
Is this Patrick Mboma and Jeremy Njita?
It's surprising. It's surprising.
Hey, Cameroon, they used to be like that team I used to look up to. Like back in the day,
they were the pace setters.
When Ghana runs into Cameroon, me I've closed my mind because I know we won't win. Like you won't win, Cameroon. Oh man,
it's 2008. Andy, do you know?
That's how in Young, if I'm not mistaken, it was a 1-0.
He's the one.
1-0.
Don't worry yourself. He's the one.
It's just surprising what Cameroon has been.
But what happened to Vincent Abubakar?
I'm not even sure. Abubakar, he was facing out. They were facing him out. I think the last tournament I saw him at, they were talking about him like it was going to be like his kind of last competition. They were speaking of him in that mode. So
I would like to see DR Congo shock me, but from the way I see things, I just think Nigeria is just a little bit above them, and they'll just see it through.
Good.
Yeah, I think I will agree a little bit with the guys, but look, DR Congo, within them, they are capable of causing an upset. So Nigeria will have to be very, very careful. I think on the day, it will come down to who will make use of their chances. The chances, in my view, will be very few. Osimhen, is a striker I rate very, very highly. But he cannot afford to repeat what he did yesterday. He came into the game and scored those 2 goals after the Nigerians had taken a 2-1 lead. Yes, the third goal was the killer goal, because that was where everybody saw that the Super Eagles were going to go through. This DRC team is a team that actually they were in the same group as Senegal.
Yeah.
And if you remember, in the last game, they were winning 2-0. And then they just collapsed, and Senegal came back and scored 3. All they needed to do was to win that game, and they were leading at home 2-0. As to how they collapsed for Senegal to come and score 3 and beat them 3-2 was very, very surprising to me. So they've also got that surprising element of not being able to protect it. That's why yesterday, when I watched them against Cameroon, I was very happy
with the way they protected
way they protected, that their coach has learned. They restricted the Cameroonians to few half chances, not clear-cut chances. And that spoke quality of their defending. Having said that, this Nigerian team too, look, they are very vulnerable at the back.
They've never had a quality back. I don't know why.
They are very, very vulnerable at the back.
Yeah.
And on Sunday, it is not about beautiful football. It's about who goes to the next level.
Facts.
You can play all the football, but if at the end of the 90th minute you are not the one going to that intercontinental trophy, work done is 0. That is why we need a top referee to officiate in that game.
A referee who won't be swayed.
He will, of course, you say it and apply the rules as it should be applied. But look, believe you me, it is America we are going. I don't like Nigeria, but I want them to be at the World Cup.
Facts.
Because if we are to get there, to add a few we can go and find solace in the Super Eagles and support them. I want to see Osimhen at the World Cup. They've got some top world-class
my Nigerian friends are praying that they can make the World Cup, and then they will troll us that we didn't make the AFCON. That's what they are trying.
No, you don't leave them. Let them troll us. Because you are in a group with Niger, and Niger took 4 points off us. Sudan took 4 points. Angola 6 points. You 4 points. You don't deserve to be there.
Facts.
So the fact is that if Anago can find a way of qualifying, I want them to be at the World Cup. But with caution, though, they have to be very, very careful on Sunday. Because I foresee a repetition of the game between Congo and Cameroon, where the goal to decide may not be more than 1 goal.
Very possible. Looks like a cagey encounter. Mano, you get the final word on that one.
Yeah, I'm glad coach has mentioned the fact that it seems very all the effort that has been made to put Nigeria in this position. I think it would be very upsetting if they got to that final and they were not able to take advantage of it. I saw the game they played. Osimhen looked off, but because he was able to score the final 2 goals, I think it covered over most of his performance. But I think some of his misses were a little shocking. And they had gone straight to penalties and he hadn't won the game.
Would have been on his head.
It would have been on his head, directly on his head. If you had seen the last minute chance where he was through one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and then I think he tried to kill around the keeper, but I went closer to the corner flag. One of those.
Charlie, I want to talk something about that run, but
the truth is, it's
a block or ball.
Charlie, this good here.
What?
Nigeria is based on quality. They should have qualified for the World Cup 2 months ago. They should have been home already, top of the group. Rwanda, Lesotho.
I feel like again, Nigeria don't have quality defenders. Like there's a
Calvin
lot.
Bassey.
Let's not do this.
Let's not do this. Proven defender.
We're Premier League proven.
Nigeria always have a very top-heavy team, so would have great wingers, would have great strikers, then probably have like one or two decent CMs. Their problems have always been at centre back,
and then the goalkeeping too. Francis and Stanley Nwabili
changing goalkeepers all the time. Fullbacks, centre backs, fullback. They've been a big problem for Nigeria for a very, very long time. I'm trying to pull up that lineup against the last match they played against Gabon, just to give you a sense of what I'm talking about. Nigeria's team is very
They went with Nwabili.
their team is very lopsided.
Bassey and Bassey.
And then the laterals were who?
Trustekon and Bassey.
Yeah, they played Trustekon and
So
Bassey.
they see some centre back pairing. I mean, come on, man. What are we doing?
Trustekon and Bassey.
Nigeria need to do better.
It's funny that
Then they have Zaidu Sanusi. Sanusi is decent.
As a left back.
Yeah. Osai Samuel. I don't know, man. Nothing like if you're a team and you look at Nigeria's backline, nothing scares you about them. Like absolutely nothing. Like they are mincemeat. They are there to be taken. They are there to be destroyed. Like that's it. Osimhen will put some fear in you, obviously, but that defense, that midfield, not really. Anyway, let me do a few more messages. We'll do some shout outs and then we'll call it a night here on the show. Della from Tema says, good evening, crew. I agree today that our biggest challenge is coaching. Marcus from Community 22 says, good evening, guys. I think Japan only consider us because of the injury we had. Like by now, Woto. Shout out to it's possible. No, Japanese people, they are considering people like, oh, we've broken their player's leg. Let's not make it embarrassing. Let's make sure good sportsmanship is kept. That kind of thing. Alvinho from Makosomo says, evening Ben, this team we will suffer at the World Cup with this clueless coach. There's that. So
just on the World Cup thing, from the previous World Cup at least, I think you get $9 million from just going to the group stage.
That's what I'm.
That's 13.
So if
$9 million and then $13 million for qualifying to at least the next, and that was a round of 16. But this would be the round of 32 now.
You're talking about this current World Cup?
No, for the previous World Cup. Just on the previous World Cup. $9 million.
So that's what we brought.
So that's about the further you go, the more money.
Then
you
I
get.
forgot. That's what Mustafa Yusuf went to Parliament and he was saying all sort of things.
He said he would come and give proper breakdown. And breakdown was never proper.
And so that's what I'm saying, that just based on the money, I'm just on the value thing. If they're able to, because they'll make money once they go there.
Yeah.
If they go and put up a good performance, they can make more than this. So
Facts.
I don't think it should be a discussion at least before
until
they're able to get there.
Let me read a little message from our good friend Baby Safo Ochale, Canada's finest. He says that back when Ghana used to take friendly seriously, we beat Nigeria 4 in a friendly. South Korea were our whipping boys for a friendly. This Kirin Cup they've been playing, it seems they go there to have fun. Again, I'll die on this hill. The difference between qualifying for the World Cup and no AFCON was Thomas Partey. So what we saw today is Otto's true form. That's Baby Safo with that message.
To add more to that, we played against England in the friendly. We didn't put up a bad performance. It ended 1-1.
That 1-1. What? We had John Pensard right back as the boxer and John Mensah.
A 2-1, but the performance alone was different.
So it's like the standards have just massively dropped.
Massively. What? Anyway, let's do shouts before we go. Quick shouts before we go.
Let me start. So today, I met some two very ardent listeners at the Nestor Ghana. One, I was just standing there and the guy just walked to me and said, Dominic Gucci Mane. Actually, so
Daniel Payday.
He said, no, the show, every time I do I have to do it. So like, I can't seem to recall his name because I think things were a bit heated. But shout outs to them. They are listening to the show right about now. And then shout out to also Black Stars captain. Andrea Ayew, today he was at the Nestle Ghana too.
Oh, the day ambassador.
Yes, he's the ambassador for the youth.
Omnipresent the day.
Yeah,
Champions everywhere.
League,
Black Queens Hotel, Nadia Park.
See, he's the captain for all the he's the captain for all the national teams.
Hard.
Yeah, but you know one funny thing? The
captain at large.
So a rep at the Ministry of Education said that, ladies and gentlemen, let's clap for ex-Black Stars captain.
Oh, you mean the tempo in the room dropped?
And they just laughed.
Chaso, why would they Chaso? Why you want retired player?
True. He's the ex-Black Stars captain.
He's the
present. His brother officially has been chosen as the captain of the team.
You're implying that he's played his last match for Ghana, where he believes he has.
He should go and look for a team first.
He's not
before
retired.
Think about the Black Stars. Nobody say he has.
For me, happy belated birthday to Jaleo Babatunde Thomas Lowski Baba War. That was his birthday this week. And Denzel Texim celebrated his birthday yesterday. Charlie, you guys, your top guys, support you every day, man.
Nice. Mano?
Last week, coach was giving me stick that I should shout out my baby girl. I have one baby girl.
Oh! This is when I would have needed my bell. This is when I needed my bell.
You say baby girl.
Charlie, you did it.
Let the man talk. Boys. Manuel, speak. Kevin,
don't hold your peace.
Did you say baby girl?
Oh,
why are you interrupting the boy? Young man, please go ahead.
With vigor.
Thank you. With 10 bags of cement. Thank you. Go ahead.
Boys.
The worst joke for the guy.
My baby girl is my mother.
Charlie will beat you in the studio. Don't do this again. Don't do this again, young man. Don't do this again. Coach,
please let me give her
okay,
a proper.
Give her a proper.
Bound. She has an event tomorrow. All the best. She's a wonderful woman, and
nice.
Yeah, I'd like to give her a shout.
I mean, I appreciate that.
Won't you shout the other people?
Oh no.
I mean, Abasi will get this, but give your real baby girl to a shout out. Don't do this.
To every true Manchester United supporter out there, Obed of Glyco and Inspector Isibontin and the guys.
Yeah.
Oh, big shout out to you guys.
Yeah.
But today, today I got a message from one of the renowned proper Manchester United supporters. Engineer Mahama Abdullahi. Look, he's a big man. He's the senior project manager of the ongoing Ofankor in Sawam Road. One more supporting man you can't engineer proper workroom. That is one of our major roads.
They need him to go and consult for Old Trafford.
He will do that road with excellence. And he said I should give proper shout out to the engineers who with his team design and supervise the Pantine Ebri Menfi road in 2006.
Nice.
Charlie, engineer Mahama Abdullah
have been in the game for long.
Because that road is still in an excellent state since 2006. Wabbenwate also supporting Manchester United.
Nice one.
I look forward to the day I will see you and meet you in person. God bless you, Engineer Abdullah Mahama.
Big shout outs to my big brother and my big man Enam. Shout outs to you wherever you are. You're a great guy. Arsenal fan, Ghana fan. He says you donate a bell to the show soon. So shout outs to Enam out there. Big shout outs to Coach Christopher Nimli, Manuel Kwache, Yao Eje Minta, Gabi Ofe, and Adam Kai, all of them making the show an absolutely wonderful one. Shout outs to you guys out there. You guys make this show what it is. Without you, the show is nothing. The YouTube crowd, the guys who send us messages, those of you who are listening from some loudspeakers, radio, your car, wherever it is, we really appreciate you. Tomorrow, there will be no Republic of Football because of the international break. We are back on Sunday, so I will probably give you a repeat of Sports Panorama, so do enjoy that. Until then, I am Benjamin Nketia. Show probably brought to us by Twisco, Betway, and Kivo 4-in-1 Gary Mix. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Keep doing the listening.